Today we're going to be working on a 2012 RAV4. This is the car we're going to be taking up to Maine while we go to look at land. So it needs to be all set with an oil change before we go up there. This car is a 6-cylinder, and for today we're going to be using the oil filter that is an S9927. Today for this project we're going to be using a snap-on I-beam socket wrench with a handmade filter socket made from an old socket and a bent up piece of 1/4-inch flat stock welded to the socket. Also, we're going to be using a smaller socket wrench with a 3/8 extension. Also, we're going to be using a 14mm wrench, our socket kit, S9972 oil filter, and 6 quarts of oil. This what you're seeing right now is the file we keep of all the oil change for this car. So the first thing we're going to do, this is a different kind of filter, unlike the cartridge system, so it has this special plug that comes with it that you pop in, and that's what drains it. It also has a normal drain in the back, but we're going to do this first. What we're going to do is we're going to take our 3/8 extension, and there's a little plug underneath that has a hole that you would use on a ratchet. Now most people will probably have to jack up the car, but I'm small, so I fit underneath. Now we're going to drain the oil. We're going to be using our I-beam socket with the extension and our handmade socket. You can get these at the store, but I mean, so much easier to make it and cheaper. So what you're going to do is, on the cartridge under the car, it's going to have these slots, so you need to line up the slots with the cartridge. This is a permanent cartridge, and it comes with the filter that goes inside. This is what it looks like after you get the cartridge off. Before you would take the cartridge off, when you want to drain it, you take this plug. The filter will be like this. You want to stick the plug up in like that, and the oil will drain out the filter. So the next thing we have to do is put the new filter in. You want to lightly tighten the cap back on, which goes right here. This is the filter. Also comes with instructions, but we don't need that. Just for a comparison, this is what, you know, back in the day when I was a kid. That's getting phased out, and we're moving on to this. So what you want to do is take the filter. It looks like it goes one way, it doesn't. So you just want to pop that in. What we want to do is move the pan over, because it shouldn't be dripping anymore. We want to go back on it. So we want to take the cartridge and we want to put it right back where it was. You want to get it hand tight before you tighten anything else up. Now you want to take your socket and snug it up. You don't want to go over tight, but you want to go enough so you can't get it with your hand.
Now you'll know when it's there because it's not going to want to move anymore. So once it doesn't want to move, don't force it, because that's a really good way to break something. You want to take your 3/8 extension and tighten up the plug. Same thing, don't over tight. The times when you're pulling these plugs, it's just you don't have enough leverage to be able to get the nut out. So what you can do is make a wrench extension with just another 14 millimeter, so it's easier to break the nut. So we're gonna do that. This is what that plug looks like. So next is putting the oil in. You don't want to overfill. That's a big thing. You do not want to overfill. That's just, make sure you don't. Make sure you checked how many quarts you need. Just don't overfill it. Alright, so when you're pouring a whole jug of oil, you want to pour at an angle, or it's gonna make a mess. So you just want to slowly pour. That's 5. Now 6. You want to do the same thing with the small ones. And always remember, before you do the car, you really want to make sure you have your nails done. Last thing we want to do is write down under the hood the mileage on this oil change. Also may want to put a sticker, if you can find that at your local auto parts store, to put on the window with the mileage that you will need your next oil change at. Alright, the next step we have is to clear the maintenance light. So how we do this is, what you want to do is first start the engine. So foot on the brake and press the button. Then you want to have the odometer in trip A, which it already is, but I'll show you what it would look like if it wasn't. So it could be on the odometer, so you want to change it to trip A. Next you want to do is shut off the engine. And you want to hold down the odometer button. And you want to press the button, the on button, with your foot off the gas. And you want to wait till it shows all zeros, just like it did before. One thing you want to look out for is you just want to make sure you keep an eye on the gauge on the side, because you don't want to overfill it, because that could become a messy situation very quickly. Alright, now we're just going to pull the hose, carefully switch it to the other container. Now you're just going to fill this one up with the rest of the oil. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye.